Hello. Uh, this is GA. Gonna do a set review for Brawlmain. I checked the bracket. I don't actually know what his tag is now, but Brawlmain was in the bracket, so this is someone I don't know who he's playing against. He said it was like a really good Sheik in Colorado, so we'll see. I'll I'll say what do I think. So in this matchup, there's like two parts to it, and one of them is when you're below 55%, that's the magic number for me, and above 55%. Because below 55%, you're able to get a true crouch cancel on Sheik's best move for breaking crouch cancel while she's on the ground, which is down smash. Down smash at 55 will not knock down Jigglypuff, but at 56 it does. It has the it has the strength to do it. So there's that. Um, so below 55, I'll have like a completely different analysis on like what to do. You can really mix up Sheik into doing something unsafe, and if they're just sitting there crouching, like down tilting, down smashing, forward tilting at low percent, it like gives you a lot of free shit. So like in my opinion, Sheik usually has to like stay in the air. Needles kind of like deal with crouch canceling a lot better. They force you in a shield. So there's that. Anyway, I guess I'll just start going right into it. Okay, so the first hit, it looks like you did an unsafe bear, which means you're probably just using the bear to like move around. So he kind of calls that out. I guess the first thing I'll say is the first thing I already saw is unsafe spacing. We'll just put that here, and I'll touch on it later if it starts to be a bit of an issue. But that's literally the first thing. And then you did a soft fair that they just touched the ground and down smashed you. I'm gonna assume you meant to just do like a hard fair and fade back, and then I don't think you faded back as much as you could have. Yeah, you kind of just faded down to the ground instead of like fully committing to that. I think if you went to the middle or even back, it would have been safer. I usually in that spot will literally just fair and go as close to the center stage as possible, and I think it would have been probably safe. You could like did it and like crouched so you didn't get hit by anything, but that's not really something I guess to touch on. Fair in a walk gets grabbed. Okay, that's kind of funny. I'll say at first that walking is like very, very good information. I don't know if you picked up on it, but the fact that he was walking in this matchup shows a lot about what else he's going to do. Alright, so the bear here, it looks like you just jumped off and didn't really try to cover anything. Okay, I'm going to chalk it up to that fair that you did here, jumping out there for no reason, and then the unsafe bear seems like a very, you're not really sure about what you're doing. So I'm not gonna like comment too hard, because I'm gonna assume you know that like you really weren't putting out any bears that were trying to hit him here, and you just got hit. And then the fair you really weren't committing, and then the bear you just kind of jumped out and got hit. The fair that he did right over here in this location was very like unsafe. And if he does it again later, I'll see how like you react to it. But I'm just gonna chalk it up to you were like not comfortable. So unsafe spacing, we'll say comes seems to not have a plan to start out. Alright, so we'll say I'm just gonna say that because I'm not gonna like I could tell you what to do, but it won't really help. Okay, so he forward tilts your shield. If I was the Sheik, that'd be very good information for me. So like, if I was forward tilted by a Sheik here, I would jump there as soon as I could. Because literally, if I shield against a Sheik, I'm waiting for them to touch my shield with whatever the hell happened. If they jab, I want to try to grab them. even if I'm facing away and if they tilt, I want to just do an aerial because you have 17 frames to act before they can act if they touch your shield. Although it's usually like pretty rough. So he should be getting information from you. We'll say this is Sheik point of view. Hits shield. Uncomfortable response. Taking advantage of the fact that your shield got hit, like as soon as you see that you got hit, can really just like make the first 10 seconds of a match like completely yours. It's like, oh, you hit my shield, well, that's like a kill for me. Like, generally in like the beginning of a match, I try to like find whatever unsafe thing that they're trying to like poke at me and like take advantage of it. Because if they're gonna be unsafe at the beginning, because that walk that they did here, and especially these tilts, are very unsafe. If the Sheik keeps doing it, I'm gonna just chalk it up to like that's actually how the Sheik plays. But it seems like he could be testing you if you said he's like pretty good and stuff. Light shield, I assume that means you try to grab. Whenever I'm crouching and I grab, if you just hit R and then A, crouch cancel grab is a lot better. But you did like light shield. Jab, jab. After all that stuff went down, you should be holding down here. After the grab, after every grab is puff, you want to just hold down just in case like grab happens. You could have technically rested that if like you really, really wanted to just go for some cheese there. And I can already tell that he's doing, because of the walk, all the tilts and the jabs, I'm literally just going to assume this guy is going to keep doing that for the rest of the set, even though it's been like the first 15 seconds. It's already been so unsafe, especially against like Jigglypuff. So we'll hit continue. The pound just looked... I guess you were assuming he might jump or something. Alright, this guy is a piece of shit. He's just walking at you. It's very, 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 very unsafe. You don't seem like you know what you're doing. Alright, so a good option here is Dare. Only in the sense that Dare won't actually give you any follow-ups at this like thing, but if he's just sitting there crouching and like just waiting for you to kind of just come at him, you can go for like a really deep Dare, and he can't really get away from it if he's like starting in crouch. Like if he wave dashes back, you like still have enough time. So you're getting locked down and shield the whole time. So here's what I got so far. If I was you, the Jigglypuff, I would see that the Sheik is doing all these unsafe things and kind of just like, I know how to beat all the things. Like when they did the down tilt, sorry, not the down tilt, the forward tilt on shield here, you could just do an aerial like right away. Specifically, like Dare is pretty good. It gives you like a decent amount of damage, and then like kind of you can crouch out of it or shield out of it. Both of which you can get a punish if they like pick the wrong option. Like if they just try to forward tilt you afterwards, then like you're good. If they try to grab and you're crouching, like you get whatever you want. And so there's that. And then when they did the forward smash, there's the grab. And then the jabs also, if you just hold down, then you like lock yourself down to the ground. And sometimes they'll see that you're locked on ground. At that percent doing like jab, jab, down smash, you could just like rest the down smash on crouch. Like really, really just seeing that a Sheik is doing all these things that are punishable allows you to kill them like whenever you want. I usually just grab actually because it's like way easier to like grab and just do a down throw or like throw off stage because rest is so much like riskier to go for it. And usually at the beginning of the game I don't want to like waste all my cool rests because like there's an entire set that you have to like figure stuff out. On the right side, your shield got hit. And it looks like you like wiggled your shield or something. But after this fair, I think that was like a rising fair. Yeah, that rising fair, you can like just destroy. You like out of shield options, up smash, you can wave dash into like grab. Like them hitting a shield with the rising aerial, he should be thinking, fuck, I'm fucked. But you kind of rolled out and like let him just hit your shield again. Like, and he did fair jab, which I'll tell you about it. If if a Sheik aerials your shield and you just start spamming grab and holding down, it like beats jab, and he's already proven that he's gonna like jab you sometimes. So like learning the ASTI down grab out of shield is a very strong option. But he's like getting hits off you there, so like there's a lot of these very tiny things that you can set up in like 20xx, or I guess I could just tell you about it if you like want to know more about like specifically how to like look out for him, because they're just very like micro spots that's like if you practice a lot, just like learning one specific punish on this one thing, you see the Sheik does it and you just beat it, and it's like it's very nice, and usually it's something as easy as just like pressing RNA to just grab, and it gets you out of all these spots. So that's how I would think of this puff. As the Sheik, I would see that you're rolling a lot in response to them touching a shield, and I don't think he knows that jab is really bad against. Jab is really bad against specifically puff shield, because like if you let a puff go into crouch while you're doing pressure, it like really is volatile for you specifically. Although you can get a grab out of it, which is kind of the volatility of it, where you can get great punishes. But the thing is, he's been very like tilty and I guess disrespectful to like how, like if I played him, I think I would have already killed him because of all the shit that he already did, and he's really not respecting his shield. So, but you also haven't like proven that you're able to punish these things that way. So, I'll say F tilt minus 17 on shield. It could be 18 if like it hits on a different part, but we'll say 17 on shield, which means you can do dare out of shield to hit. I don't like doing bear because if you're late, bear late isn't good. You could just do nair also if you're really close. If close. Because nair is cool. You could do it and then fade away, and if they like crouch cancel it, you can usually get away before they get an attack. As long as you fade away. If they go for something weird, they can also grab it, so nair is actually not a good idea. I'll say no to nair. I get away with it because that, but definitely if I'm looking for a puff to like nair me, this guy probably wouldn't like react the right way. Like you can take the nair and then like ASTI down and grab it because of like especially the percent. But like dare out of shield and like bear fade away. But you shouldn't be just letting someone get your shield. And if you're very close, up smash. And this is all assuming like on back shield. So things to look out for. Jab. ACI down grab. ACI down grab is amazing because you hold down, press R and A at the same time. Don't do A first, of course, but like you can hold R and then press A and then like keep mashing A literally while holding down, and it still does that. Jab, learning how to just destroy Sheik's jab is just like the most beautiful thing because there's that. And if very close, which the first one and also like the second one are both pretty close, but I probably wouldn't have done it to the second one, but I would have for the first one. You can just straight up rest out of it because they're really lean forward. I would go back, but they're there. So these are good ways to like show them don't touch my shield, because that's just like how good it is. So that's just literally first impression is like these things are things that you gotta punish, and you have to do it. I'll see later in the set if you do it, but it's important. Let's just go here. Okay, you get a soft fair, fade away. If you did hard fair into like shield or hold down, it would be alright. But you did like a late one and fade back. Actually, hold on. You know what you could have done? Okay, I personally would have just landed on the platform or went to ledge. But you could also just come down and dare here, which would have been kind of cool. And he killed you out of the, what is that, the down tilt, I think? Yeah, it was. Okay, so he's definitely knows that if you're not getting a true crouch cancel and he down tilts you, that's like a free kill. That's like super, super common and normal, because down tilt has very low knockback, so like it just kills you and stuff like that. Alright, neither of you want to touch each other while you're on platforms. Which means I think you're both playing as if your opponent can shield drop, but you're also both not really, like, I don't know, playing in such a way to beat it out. You're doing a lot of, like, you invade his space here, right? So, like, you come over here, and you definitely, like, went over his head so he could, like, cover it. I think he could literally just bear in the spot. Oh, wait, maybe not, but... Like, right here he lands, and from here you could have definitely got a bear as Sheik to, like, hit. But you kind of like got away with it and then like got a hit, which is kind of weird. But I'd say watch out. Treat Sheik as like a wall that like can completely reactionarily cover these things, and you have to get like right next to her wall in order to make her like force you to respect it. Like I guess we'll say assume neither of you have lag here. If you jump right here and fake putting a barrier right here, you can make a Sheik jump. And so jumping here and putting a bear right here is like a super strong option. Which is what you did. The thing is, you then move back and just attack again. You want to put the bear here, and then if they don't attack, that allows you to like take center stage a lot better than just moving back all the time. I'd say, from what I remember of your puff, that was one of the best and worst things, because you can really ice somebody by just like staying away the whole time, but you fail to actually like force them to do anything. I'm going to criticize your stuff here. I'm sorry. As soon as you touch the ground, just hold down because he's going to hit you. Especially if he's like over your head like that. Rules are, Sheik's in the air, you're on the ground, you hold down. You could have taken that and grabbed, and then you could have also just stayed on the ground and like grabbed that. Aerials, low percent. ESCI down, grab. Literally, as soon as it happens, you just do it. Like right there, like, we'll say, if you land, sorry, we'll actually make a separate section of this. If Sheik is above you, they have two options. They have two options. First is needle. Anything else. If they jump and you're holding, so the thing is, needles, they can only really do it if they have a lot of them, and they kind of beat like shield in the sense that they can like get a tilt off before you can do anything, and it also beats crouch because it like removes crouch cancel. So like you have to play around it, and if you see that someone's getting needle, you hit it preemptive. So like preemptive, fair, up air. Up air is amazing because you could just like kill out of it, but it's like a lot trickier to get, and it's not as easy of a hitbox to do that. And if they do anything else, then crouch slash ACI down at low percent. Right there, that bear is just like very, very strong. Preemptive, there's also like one extra stuff. We'll make this a bullet. Right here, you can also do up tilt if very close. The thing is, Closer they are, the better the needles are. On a hit. Needles to grab works on hit. You don't have time to crouch. It's actually annoying. Like, after the needles hit you. So that's something I like keep in mind. That was a shield drop rest, but you could have just done shield drop fair. You faded back, which shows immediately. I am going to criticize a lot of your platform stuff. So we're just going to say platform. Don't worry, the rest of the games won't be as slow as this one. I'm kind of just looking at this all like at once. Trying to really like this platform. You can shield drop. So do it. You faded back, and it kind of just let him poke at you for free. Shield drop fair is very easy to do. It like hits pretty quick. So there's that. Good job during his approach. You're really outspacing him here. Really calling out the way that he's jumping in. So let's see exactly what he was trying to do. Because understanding what they were trying to do allows you to get better stuff later on in the game. That's the best thing about Bear. Those needles, you could probably got under him. But that's fine. He jumps in. Shitty fair. Okay, cool. So, kind of just getting him to approach. And then he kind of does the same fair a few more times. If he ever goes down like this, you want to do a normal getup. Because then you could just go back to ledge. Or if you do a normal getup and they do something like snap to here, you can forward smash right afterwards. I would have forward smashed at that percent. It like definitely would have like either killed or like got them very far away. Forward smash is amazing. Something to also keep in mind, whenever they do all these tilts, and if you could ever wave dash out of something, you can just like grab or F smash afterwards. And at this percent, maybe I'll show you a place where you can do it later, but like, don't worry about that until it comes up. Interesting recovery, you went like as high as you could. I guess that's pretty safe. That fair, you literally just want to grab afterwards and hold down. I've already said it, but actually, I probably just won't say it anymore because I've already like told you about it. You want to grab here, not here. Probably just a nerve thing. You're probably kicking yourself right afterwards. Alright, let me... So... that was fine. You got a lot of percent. So he definitely isn't good at dealing with you camping. I'm not going to criticize your camping at all in this because the Sheik obviously isn't that good at dealing with it. But that fair, it looks like you just got very impatient with the way that you're playing at the ledge. Oh, what did I just do? Oh my god. No. My bad. Alright, you did a nair in. If you ever nair, you want to take as much space as possible or get to that ledge. Doing the middle ground just kind of gets you hit. Jabs, you can grab that. Needles on shield. Needles on shield, I honestly would just hold down and grab also. Because if they tilt at this percent specifically, you just get a free grab also. Needles on your shield at low percent aren't actually that great. Because your grabs is just great. Why'd you get fair there? I would just immediately land here and shield. Sheik doesn't have a lot of great options. There's a giant meta to just you waiting on the shield. Since you're not doing it at the moment, I won't say anything about it. But if you do get on the platform, I'll start talking about it a bit more. I see jumped. If a Sheik's in the air, no. If a Sheik's here, they're gonna put on an aerial, so you kind of just want to grab it, or sorry, try to grab it, or like just kind of wait here, because if you just wait, kind of crouching in place or just sitting in place, they either have to attack, or they kind of have to not attack, or they have to jump. And no matter what, of all those options, you don't want to be approaching at that time. So if a Sheik's in the air here, you really want to either grab it or just like fuck off and stay here. The jump is something that you definitely shouldn't do at all. There's nothing good that can come of it. Interesting, he did that jab, didn't really matter. At this percent, dare is so amazing. Like, in this spot, I thought you were going to dare him. Like, I would have just done one of those things, just turned around, came in and dare. Although, I guess he could have fared you out of it, but just keep it in mind that at, like, 70 and up, dare is, like, chuking for him to grab. Forward smash. Damn. He did that little clip that I was talking about earlier. If you ever wave dash back, and you do it trying to avoid a move, grab or F smash is kind of my binary, where it's like, if I think they might have time to like shield, I would grab, and if I think like there you dodged a grab, you could just wave dash back forward smash, and it kills at this percent for sure. You did get the dash attack, but it's still like something worth saying. Sheik's in the air. That means, okay, so you went for that, I guess trying to like hit them landing, and then you put out the bear, and they jumped over it. Okay. Interesting. More camping. I like that fair. It's very nice. It's just like a blunt hitbox. He likes running off the platform. Keep that in mind. He's not a shield dropper. He seems to be more of an older player. You're really coming in high. I guess that's alright, though. If you liked using his platform more, I'd say it's a lot stronger. Alright, keep in mind that after throwing the needles, he ran up and shielded. That's something to always, like, look at. Well, I guess did an aerial and shield. Okay, so he's doing a lot of those fairs and then, like, tilts on the ground. It's something good to keep in mind. He's not really coming down with needles too much. He did throw, like, needles in the air. So something to, like, look at. He's not using needles to gain an advantage. He literally threw them from across the stage, and also he threw them from, like, the center stage over here. And so he's not using needles. So this right here, if they're above you using this, you can kind of take out the preemptive up air and fair options and assume that if they're in the air, they're going to try to do an aerial. That works out so hugely to your advantage because playing around needles is a pain in the butt, and playing around aerials is amazing because all you have to do is just, like, grab it. It's, like, kind of unfair almost. Like, Marths don't have the option because, I mean, they do want to grab Sheik, but they're so big, so, like, they can't just, like, dodge everything. Whereas if you're, like, crouching, you literally can't get hit by auto-cancel fair and, like, shit like that. And then if they jab you, it's, like, free grab. That's, like, all characters against Sheik. And especially against Puff, where, like, you almost, like, can't force a Puff to shield unless you're, like, in the air. And it's, like, it's kind of crazy. So, like, he's not using needles to gain an advantage. That's something very important and something that you'll want to, like, the fact that he's not using needles means it gives you a giant opening in this matchup. So, okay, we'll put this. He's not using needles to gain an advantage. He's done a few weird recoveries. Actually, what the hell is he doing here? That's just awful. You just want to bear the fuck out of that. And, oh, I guess he did the clip, so it's not that bad, but likes the clip. We'll call it the Sheik shorten. He likes the Sheik shorten. Loves aerials and tilts. ASDI down. Crouch. I'll spell that correctly, though. We'll just say that these are, like, in general, notes. Good F smash. He seems to do very aggressive tilts. Sorry, aggressive aerials. We'll say approaching aerials. Approaching aerials. Easy to grab. They're approaching, they're great. Even if they spot dodge afterwards, like, they can't really grab you. You should have enough time to, like, I don't know, it's weird. Fair is grabbable as hell because you can like wait on the ground. Ooh, I see you holding down and I see him doing stuff. I hope you get a nice juicy rest. Nice up air would have been pretty good, I would say. When a Sheik does an aerial that's slightly in the air coming in this direction, if they hit you here and go back, you really can't do anything except for shield drop pound, which is really weird because they can usually put in an aerial right before they touch the ground if they kind of go like hit you not really on the way up but like near the peak, which is kind of what he did there. And then if not, you do a shield drop up air and you can get like a free rest out of that shit. It's like very nice actually. Like right there, he fast fell, so he's like not gonna be able to get anything out. Up air would have comboed into rest, and then fair kind of just put him on the ground. Now he did do a jab afterwards, so like you should kind of just crouch. Like if I did this, I would crouch. If I did a fair, I would have done an up air, but if I did the fair, crouch, and then I already told you about jab. Let's look at that interaction. You bear shield, and then he wave dashes forward. I would kind of just mix up between crouch and shield. He isn't grabbing you. Fuck, I didn't even notice that. He's not grabbing. It usually takes me a while, honestly. He's not grabbing, so that means shield is OP. Because, like, you can get more of, like, the stuff. Like, whenever there's a mix-up between, like, should you crouch or should you shield, like, if they're in the air, like, shield is just so nice because he's not really grabbing at all. I think he got, like, 1 or 2 grabs so far. A dubious little down tilt. Sorry. That was a kind of a ballsy dash attack, and then he got up and did spot dodge. I would have grabbed right away. Probably you're a bit nervous. Knowing you, that must be a mistake. Shield drop pound, I like it, but he's so far away. He's literally just trying to like edge you out and down tilt you now. Ooh, he finally did a grab. That's hilarious. Okay. Honestly, it makes sense that he would like try to grab now, because now it's like you want to shield. Part of me wants to just like stop watching this. This kind of stuff, where they're just like kind of doing random shit, loses to just spacing aerials, but it's kind of weird. The thing is, I already wrote here, he does a lot of approaching aerials, like he'll just try to hit you out of the air. That's like so nice, because if he's standing here, then you put a bear right here, or if he's standing here, you put a bear right here, because it's like, if they approach, you hit him, and if they don't approach, you do that. And then use like deeper aerials to try to catch them moving backwards, where like, if you put out an aerial here and approach, then moving backwards, they can like hit you out of the air here. The thing is, you can then just do a short hop in and like hit them here. So like doing an attack here, really like is nice. But you're kind of doing none of them. You like stop doing it. I assume it's just because you're like dicking around a little bit. It's good that you hit him out of that, because that's kind of like a spot that I was thinking of too. Alright, so he's screwing around. I'm assuming you like take the stock or some shit. Like not really doing anything. Really bad ledge dash. You got hit. That's hilarious. Alright. Cool. So, let's look at game 2. Let's look at what adaptations you make and he makes compared to the first game. And I'm going to try to stray away from talking about punish. I'll say what punishes like could possibly happen, but like now, since I know this is like game 2. Alright, so you go to FD. I can understand this. Not too bad of a stage. I like Fountain more so because I like platforms and bullshitting people. But that's actually kind of a newer thing. I don't know if I told you that Fountain's just the craziest stage if you love shield dropping. Alright, so you already started like game 1. He immediately ran up and grabbed you. and you wave dash back, just grab that shit. Like, wave dash back, you should just be like, if they're moving forward, you grab. Against Sheik, because Sheik doesn't really have any mix-ups in that sense. Hold down, please. Oh, I definitely can't talk about platforms now, but if you give me another set in which you do use platforms a lot more, I'll like talk about it. Pound? Okay, so when you're playing against a Sheik like this, spacing becomes like of the utmost importance. Because you should just assume that whenever you're close to them, their idea is I'm gonna put out an attack. It's a very like I won't say old school, but it's a very like low effort. I've been playing for a while and like I know this works, so I'm gonna do it. So it's like whenever you're close by is when he's gonna do the attack. Or like when his last attack is done, that's when he's gonna be attacking. He just started walking forward and forward tilting. So like here, I would want to land. If I saw a Sheik was playing like this, as soon as I get hit, I know that if I try to counterattack while they're like moving, all they're gonna do is start out like their fastest attack. So like right here, if you landed, you could just like whiff punish the like moving back a lot more would have been just like better or landing. It's kind of obvious to say this, but I kind of more so mean it in a sense of like when you're playing against a Sheik like this, they're gonna throw out like the first attack they can, and it's either gonna be like a forward tilt, a down smash, or a dash attack. So like he hasn't been dash attacking or like grabbing actually that much at all. He did like once at the end of the last game, and then like once like just now. But like aside from that, he's very much just throwing out like the fastest attack. This very much goes in line with the approaching aerials, and also loves aerials tilts and what's it called? He isn't really using needles. Like he's a very just attack heavy Sheik, and you can completely use that to your advantage because it loses to you having like very tight spacing and like think of it as if you're right in this space where if you move forward immediately they're gonna hit you, then that's usually when they're gonna attack. And staying around this spot where you're not technically in their zone, but you can be in their zone like whenever you want, it like really makes Sheiks uncomfortable and it makes them want to play around. That spot is exactly where the approaching aerials thing is. Because if it's like, oh, he's just outside my range, like right here, he'll see that you're outside the range and just dash forward and like forward air you. And like picking up on the habits of like, oh, if I'm kind of far away, he's just going to use an aerial. Then like you can get under him with an up air, or you can just like bait out like the fair or something like that. That's like an adaptation that I don't feel as if you're going to make. And you kind of did the same thing. Yeah, you're falling into him a lot. Because you're just like, oh, he's here, better counterattack. But he's a Sheik, so he just kind of gets away with it. The same thing happens here, where he lands with no lag and just does another forward tilt. It seems like you kind of want to get on the ground. It's very impatient, and part of me wants to say that you're playing like weird, but I haven't seen you play in a while, and you did this a lot in the first game. So I guess I'll call it out now. At first I thought it was impatience, but it seems that you're just doing that. I don't agree with crouch rest. I think it's bullshit, but good shit. It's kind of funny. I don't really know why he even went for that there. I can agree though that just crouching and like letting him like do dumb stuff is a good idea. Oh, I should write this down. Really proves to be Sheiky Sheik. I.e. reaction Sheik. Very easy to play against. To beat. Have tight spacing. Watch for what they use at different spacings. Condition well for strong punishes. Like, what's it called? It's one thing to say, like, if they do a fair, then you just try to grab it. But it's like, if you say, I know they're going to do a fair because they've, like, very much proven to, like, attack at these spots, you can do that. So, for example, like, the fair, Sheik fair. You can just like preemptive up air into death. And it's very nice because like sometimes a Sheik won't fare at all because they've been just playing on the ground. And if you call it out like the very first time they do it, not only do they like stop trying to do fair, which is like a very, very strong option for them in the matchup because it's like big and like very lagless and quick, but you can just like strike the fear of like, don't you dare try to like fair here, I'm just gonna kill you for it. So like doing that up air is just like very nice. You just do like short hop, up air, fast fall, and then you just get hit by that. Like holy shit, you can do an up tilt out of it. You can just rest immediately at low percents. Like do that. This is like Sheik fair, heavy call out. That is like the counter option. Like if you start just spacing around what they're doing there, then they're gonna use the like a Sheik fair, like something like that. And if you do start mixing up, I'm gonna assume like that's kind of what's gonna happen. Like even right there, if you were just on the ground and you were like, all right, like this spot, like right here, this has happened a lot. Like he'll just land and then like jump again right afterwards. And you tried jumping away, but if you just jumped like short hop up air, you just catch him out of like whatever the hell he's doing. And so like he'll do the thing where he'll go jump, and then he'll either do a tilt or jump again. And it's like very, very, he just keeps doing it. Like it's a habit that a lot of Sheiks have. It's essentially like the reactionary Sheik. And beating this guy will like really set you apart in the sense of like, yeah, I can beat somebody that's just like spamming options that are kind of hard to punish. Are you holding full away on this? Nah, you faded back in. It looks like. If I did that, I would understand, but it seems like you're falling just into a spot. It looks like you don't know where you want to be. I like the F smash, but it's also like... Ooh, okay, that makes sense. You try to get under him the last time, and you try to get under him there. If the Sheik fares... sorry, the very first stock you did this, where you like kind of dropped and like fast fell, and he hit you as soon as you fast fell. As soon as you see him out here, a great option to do that you haven't done is you short hop right here. And if they throw out the fair, it'll definitely miss, because you're essentially doing what you do before, where it's like, you threaten the fact that you could enter their zone, so they reactionarily like punish the fact that you're about to enter, and you use that to then get a big punish. Like if they throw out the fair, you could just bear immediately afterwards. It's not even a reaction thing. Like if you just wait and then bear, it's very likely that they'll just throw out the fucking forward air. And if they don't, you can just short hop here, and if they don't jump, you just grab ledge right afterwards, and usually they'll like drop down or try to like air dodge up or something like that. That's something I saw in the first talk. I didn't say anything because I thought you were kind of just that, but you didn't punish it. Each time you threw him off, you jumped out really far, or you didn't go out at all. It felt like, yeah, like that. You did a fair, but it was like too low on the ground. I like the rollouts. Rollouts sick. He didn't punish you for either of them. Scrub. So a very easy thing to lose sight of is when they're doing this, it's like, damn, I'm stuck here, I just want to get over here. But they have like a just as good attack. So you either want to hit him, or you want to stay here, or you want to get on the ground. And so he's kind of just doing fair. I like doing fair in this spot. Like just approaching fair, but you kind of have to hit him with it. You don't want to just go past him, because they can come down with bear. It happens to me a lot. It doesn't feel like it should happen, but Sheik's got those long ass legs. He's gonna fair. Oh, he didn't? Wow, he just jumped off. Okay, you're just getting jabbed. There, it's like unsafe to crouch even. Because you can just get broken by like forward tilt and shit like that. So I don't really have any criticism. That would happen to me. At this percent, Nair kind of breaks if they try to do anything but crouch. So like just full hop Nair in. at a spot where you don't think they're just gonna fair right away. Like it seems like you're very, very scared of him just jumping up and fairing, which I understand. But like if you call out the fair, it's like very nice. Like that's like one of the great things here is like you're afraid of fair, so play around that only. You're not playing around it. You're kind of just trying to not let it hit you. But in doing so, you're limiting every other aspect of your neutral, because now you're not really trying to beat fair, you're trying to just avoid fair. A great way to just beat somebody jumping at you is the preemptive, like, full hop forward fair as puff. And it's really weird because, like, it just seems like such a bad option. And it kind of loses to them just, like, sitting there and forward tilting. But, like, it very directly beats the option that you're very scared of. And if you can, like, make them forward tilt afterwards, then you can really, like, then you don't have to be afraid of fair. It's a very like flip a quarter kind of matchup in the sense of if you're beating one option, then they can do the other option, and if you beat the other option, then they'll do the option that you're scared of in the first place. So you're very scared of fair here, and you really don't have to be. And you can also just crouch, especially at this percent. But you want to crouch and move in. You don't really want to be like spaced away. And if they like forward tilt you on crouch, you just forward smash them. If they jump and you see that they're going to jump preemptively, you just do the fair or you like do an up air, and it's like that. Or if they jump and you don't react in time, then you can just stay crouched on the ground and like do a lot of the stuff that I listed up here above. So like you're very scared and you really don't have to be. But I think it's because you don't have a lot of these like micro tools, like all these things of just like beat this with this, beat this with this. If they do this, they die. If you have those things, then fair is like, oh, that's like the last thing that I have to beat. I just have to call out one option, I can react to the rest. That's kind of it. And you're going even with this guy, even without it, because he's kind of doing a lot of stupid shit. But at the same time, like, you're going even without having a lot of these options. So, like, what's that? You really want to have these things. And plus, you're still just falling into him, so you're just giving him free percent because you're kind of not patient. Like, what's it called? He just did a double jump, and you jump backwards because of it. Like, doing this, if you just wave dash forward and crouched, he'd be like, holy shit. And he would either air dodge or put out a fair as he comes down. And fair, you can just kind of, like, grab if he's not, like, perfect with his spacing. And then if he air dodges, like, you just get free shit. And if you, like, think he's not going to fast fall, you could just wave dash in and then, like, full hop or do an up air, just, like, short hop and do an up air. And it beats every attack he has. It beats dare, it beats nair, it beats fair, it beats bear, it beats up air. So, like, get under him, put an up air out as he comes down. He's jumping a lot, and it's what you're afraid of. Beat it. Something that I remember from us playing a lot is if there's something that you're afraid of, usually just stray away from it. But the thing is, it limits you a lot because it means you won't like lose to that option. Like you're not gonna lose because he's throwing out random shit all the time. Like specifically that like that fair, you're not gonna lose to that fair, but you're definitely not gonna win because he jumped in the air. You're gonna win because of you edging him out in like a different category. But if you can win because he just straight up gave up his double jump, it'd be a lot better. So like when he jumped up, wave dashing in and like taking the stage makes it so that when he does that double jump, he's completely fucked and he can't do anything. Like, it puts him in, like, the worst position in the game. I like the grab, but you didn't hold down afterwards. That's just fucking hilarious. See, it's like, you're just doing what you're normally doing, and you're, like, at the very moment just kind of beating him. And, like, it really shouldn't be that way. It should be that, like, you fuck him for doing all this other shit, and then when he goes for that grab, now you're up, like, 4 stocks to 1. Like, that's the beauty of Sheik. Like, Sheik is kind of hard to beat, and really annoying, and can, like, just kind of cover all of your space with, like, really fast stuff. But there's so many options to everything that she does, because there's, like, all these flaws. And so, like, if they're just forward tilting and you're far away, you just bear the shit out of it because they just don't have enough like spot. And if they see that you're gonna bear and they run in to like do a fair, then like staying on the ground just like makes like a fair, like them just short hop fairing like really bad, because then it's like shit, I just put out a fair and I like have to touch the ground almost afterwards. I think they can technically jump, but like they won't. He's just sitting there crouching, and you rolled in. Like if it looks like they're crouching, like you could just dare it, and then mix up between like crouch, shield, and even grabbing if they're like gonna hold shield afterwards like an idiot. Like you're kind of just letting the fact that he's been just hitting you for you being close make you afraid of getting close. And it's weird because it's a push and pull that as soon as you figure out one, then like the rest of it will click. Like if you're no longer afraid, it's like, wait a second, I can be right next to him and just kill him. Then like in this position, you'd be like, okay, you're crouching. All you can do is down tilt, so I can just dare you. And if you trade with me, like you can't really get a follow up. And if I just hit you, then I get a free 15% for just getting one hit. Sheik's grabbing the ledge. I would say get lower, and if they do really try to force you to do that, they only get one bear that actually like works, and you can like definitely sneak in. It's kind of dangerous though, but it shows you're not too good at recovering in Sheik. This video has already gotten like really long, so I'm gonna say I'll hold it off for later. But recovery against Sheik, especially in like this spot, if they're doing that, you can really just fuck them. But you want to like, I guess, save jumps, and it looked like you kind of wasted a lot of them too. Good, but your roll got hit, which means you went early. You fell on him. I think you could have just like, if you just came in with an up air, that would have hit. Nice. Let's me go back. This is all fine, but then there's this. He straight up like crouch canceled. Oh fuck, get out of here. He ACI'd down and shielded afterwards, and then he did a full hop. And then he came down with a fair. After that hit, like having the mix-up of just wave dash forward crouch advances you in like a crouching position. Since you're under like the magical percent, you don't really have to be afraid of down smash, and you really don't have to be afraid of being knocked down by like anything else really. So like wave dashing in, getting under him, it's an option you haven't picked yet. I'm just gonna keep emphasizing it, like getting in when they jump. Lab out, covering Sheik's landing options. Because you really haven't covered Sheik coming down. Like if they, like that fair right there, if you did the preemptive up air, it would have been great. If you just like kind of wiggled around and like got an F smash or some shit, or just a grab, it would be a lot better. But I think you just jumped. Usually you're picking jump or roll as like your movement options. Not a lot of grind movement. Why'd you get hit there? You're going to cover that spot. I don't know about that. You don't want to cover the spot above Sheik, only the spot in front of Sheik. And it looks like there you were kind of covering directly above where she is. Yeah, you're about to cover the spot, and she like jumped at the same time. If she jumps at the same time, just like stay away from her fair. Because if she fades for like, if you jump and you're already in that position, like you were right here and they were right here. If you jump and they jump, assume that they're just gonna take this diagonal like movement down, and assume that an entire fair can be there. So like you're right here before the jump. I'm trying to see where you jumped. Yeah, you jump around here. So like they jump and then you jump. Yeah, you jump here. So in response to them jumping, you kind of jumped. But in this spot, if you just take a look at where they are here, their peak's about here. assume that this line is a fair. Because if they just kind of keep holding forward and fairing, they can cover all of this, and if they fast fall, it's a steeper angle. So you want to put your bear in like any of these positions. If they kind of fair at the same time, you can just say, I guess my bear loses. But you can just bear them before or after they fair, and like you don't even have to worry about trading or anything like that. The thing is, you jumped, and so it made this line that I was talking about like that's the spot. If you jumped and you were like right here, you would be able to hit the Sheik, or like did it a little bit earlier. But it's like you could have your spacing had to be like envisioning this like line of them falling down. As soon as this jump here, you did not want to jump again, especially because like you want to stay. I think it's better to stay grounded. And it looked like you kind of just covered like this spot right here. Sheik up close kind of just like outspeeds Puff in the air in the sense of she has better frame data on her attacks, and she can rise faster and she can fall faster. So like you want to outspace Sheik at all times, and it seems like you just got close. Might be because you're also nervous, but it's like good to keep these things in mind, especially when you're nervous. Actually, like I jumped, a Sheik jumped. Okay. I can outspace whatever she's doing. If she fades back, I don't get a punish, but like if she fades forward, I get a free punish, and that's like fine with me. You've taken to the ledge. That's unfortunate. It looks like you're kind of just rushing it, but overall, all right. Overall, because I guess this is set. You're uncomfortable against Sheik. You've told me this, and I can tell completely in your gameplay, because there's so many of these options that you have to beat Sheik, and you're not really utilizing them. Let's do... Can you see all this? I hope you can see all this. I don't know. I'm gonna do this actually. Overall review. You're uncomfortable against Sheik. Learn to beat one option at a time. Playing against this kind of Sheik is like unbelievably amazing for just learning to beat like the basic Sheik shit. If you can beat this guy, you can beat any Sheik that knows how to press the A button. It's like he plays without utilizing like complicated tech, and that gives you like such a large advantage against him. And you can really use that to your advantage. It's like actually a very good learning tool to have a Sheik that plays like this. When I ask Kyle to play Sheik, at first he'll play normally, and then he'll start playing like this, where all he does is needle, forward tilt, dash attack, and like grab when he sees that I roll or something like that. And I really won't even try to like crouch rest to shit, but like Kyle's Sheik is like perfect practice for a Sheik like this, or just any Sheik in general, because it's like learning to beat these options means like any Sheik that uses these kinds of options is just gonna like lose to whatever you do, because like they're just very clear cut like ways to respond to stuff. I'd say you did a better job in the second game. Uh, darn, you did a better job in the second game only because you kind of called him out for like doing some grabs. It seems that overall you wanted him to grab more because you kind of started crouching a shit ton in the second game. But I think it wasn't so much of like I'm gonna get him to grab. It was more so like I felt like you were out of options, and there's that. If I had played you with my Sheik, I don't think you would have been able to bait me into it because it's like you really just want me to grab there because it feels like you're uncomfortable. And I think he could tell that you're uncomfortable too, and he kind of started like doing weird shit. But like yeah, especially against a Sheik like this, having good spacing and just when you're in very close to Sheik, knowing exactly what to do to counter each of their options, it allows you to like make any up close whatever into like a 50-50 where like you kill them if they fuck up. Well, not if they fuck up, you kill them if they pick the wrong one. or if you pick the right one, conversely. So there's that. I had a lot to say for 2 games, but I figured because it's only 2 games. Is that you can definitely beat this guy. I'm not gonna say he's not good. I'm just gonna say that like he's not utilizing all of Sheik's kit. So compared to like a Sheik that utilizes every single one of their options or mixes up a little bit better, this guy is like a lot more like easy to beat. He's very good practice for if you want to know how to beat Sheik. Like if you take what you learn from a set like this and play against any Sheik in the world, that Sheik will just be like, fuck, all of my options suck now. But better Sheiks usually won't do a lot of those options under 55%. They'll stay away a lot more. They'll do a lot more fair, a lot more needles, and if they do hit you with anything, it'll be like one hit under 55%, which you have to like take to the bank, but they'll usually only do it like once, and if they see it doesn't work, they'll like camp the shit out of you with needles and like shield drop fairs and shit like that. So like this guy is like nice to learn all these types of like ASDI down type options on. And also they shouldn't be jabbing your shield, but like stream jab my shield, so I got like free shit off of it. So like yeah. That's kind of all I have to say. Um you did a good job at the ledge. Even though you did get hit, you did use it to kind of ice him down a bit. I wouldn't. I do it. I definitely do it when they're getting way too close. Learn ledge dash. It's like so sick. You can get free grabs because they're just trying to forward tilt you coming off the stage. Uh, Crouching near the end was like pretty nice. The baits were like pretty good. But yeah, this is all my stuff. Uh, if you want to like discuss anything, if you like disagree, let me know. But or if you just want to like discuss theorycraft or anything else in the matchup, or if you have any other questions, just like message me and I'll like let you know what's going on. But that's about it. Cool. I'm gonna save this. Uh, Connor's Sheik. Cool. All right. Have a good one. Sorry that this video was a bit long, but I had a lot to say, I guess.